Hey everybody, happy Feel Good Friday. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm so happy to see so many of you already here. How's it going? How are we doing out there? Are you guys staying warm? It is chilly. It is chilly. It is so cold. And I know a lot of you, it is even colder where you are. I see Sandy said it was, let's see, let's scroll back here. Sandy says it's a whopping 0 with a wind chill of -16. That's cold, my friend. That's cold. I hope you are staying warm because burr. Oh my. What? That's crazy. That's crazy. We get upset around here when it's in the 30s. Like, things are a little crazy when we get down to the single digits, but that negative, wow. Nope. You can keep that over there, okay? You keep all that. You can send me the snow because I don't have to have -16 for the snow. But I'm gonna need you to keep that on in your little area, okay? Keep that in your little world, your bubble. Oh my goodness. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Mary. Hi, Flora. How we doing out there? Hi, Miss Sherry. Jackie's here. Raina's here. Hello, hello. Hi. Oh my gosh. 65 in South Florida. That's cold. That's cold for Florida. I bet it feels horrible. That's cold for y'all. Oh my goodness. How we doing? So, you guys, this weather, I'm telling you, I don't know what to believe at this point. Because listen, they were saying all week long, they were like, get ready, the biggest storm in the past 10 years is coming, this, that, and the. Okay, listen. I've lived here for almost 5 years now. And about 2 years, maybe 3 years ago, we got a really significant snowstorm here where we had about a foot of snow and we were snowed in. There was also ice, which always makes things a little bit more hazardous, obviously kind of puts you in your place for a longer period of time. And we were snowed in for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. And it was because it was cold, it snowed heavy, and then it just continued to be cold. They did not carry on nearly as much then. I remember them saying, it might snow. And then boom, wake up and you've got a foot of snow and you can't go anywhere. But there was no real like hubbub about it. You know what I mean? And then this is coming around, okay? All week long, everybody is saying, oh, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. The last thing I heard before I went to bed last night was where I am at, we could get 8 to 16 inches of snow, okay, which is unheard of here. Like we don't get things like more than 3 to 6 inches. That's why when we get a foot of snow, it's an event. And I was like, that's just bananas. That's absolutely crazy. I woke up this morning, no joke. Woke up this morning and they have changed all of that from 8 inches of snow to less than 3 inches of snow. What? How does that happen? I understand that you can be wrong about predicting the forecast 100% of the time and still keep your job. But what in the world? How? How do you go from telling an area they're going to get 8 inches of snow to all of a sudden saying, well, it could be 3 inches? Are you serious right now? What the conspiracy theorist in me, and there's not a very big one, the little tiny conspiracy theorist that lives in my head was like, did we just go buy groceries just for a cash injection into the economy? Or did they really think in 24 hours that we went from 8 inches of snow plus to less than 3? What is happening? What is happening, people? I don't know. I couldn't believe it because I went to bed last night thinking, man, I'm glad I got groceries, to waking up this morning going, man, I'm glad I didn't buy a snow shovel. Oh, what is happening? The forecasting is all over the map, Sharon. I agree. It's just crazy. It's crazy. So I just, if it snows, great. I have snacks. If it doesn't snow, great. I have snacks. So whatever. All right. So It is cold though, so I hope everybody is staying warm for sure. No matter what the weather ends up being or what the weather is wherever you are, please stay warm and toasty and use it as an opportunity to stay inside, make some kits or just some beautiful pieces of jewelry for yourself, right? That's what we're here to do. So let's talk about all of those things. You want to? We are here for our Feel Good Friday show, which is my very favorite day of the week. But before we get into that, I do want to drop a little note, little pixie dust, to let you guys know that I'm going to be somewhere in the very near future. And if you are in that area, I would love to invite you to come and join me. Let's see, is it the third week? Let me grab my calendar because I don't want to say anything wrong. Okay. In February, okay, planning ahead a little bit. February 20th, that is the third week of February. I will be part of a free workshop that is happening at Shop LC in Austin, Texas. I said free. I will be teaching a free jewelry making class in Austin, Texas on February 20th. If you are in the Austin, Texas area or close enough to drive without having to fly. I mean, listen, if you want to fly, I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to tell you not to come because free is free. But if you are in that area or close to that area and you would like to participate in a free class, I would love to have you. I would love for you to come and be a part of it. Now, what I'm going to say to you is, if you think that you may be able to make that February 20th class, could you please reach out to me and let me know? I can give you all the details. I can even help you with getting maybe a good rate at a hotel that is very near there that Shop LC has. And I would love to pass that along to you to help make your travel a little less expensive. So if you would like to, I would love for you to be there. But reach out to me personally and let me know that you're coming so that, number one, I can help you if you need a hotel. And number two, I just know to look for your beautiful face. Okay. So yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun. And I'll mention it a couple more times, but it is about a month away, somewhere around there. So that does give people a little bit of time, to plan ahead if they want to. But going forward, there will be more of these classes coming your way. I can't promise that they're always going to be free, but just know that I am going to be in the very near future, very, very, very near future. I am going to be splitting my my time between here where I live and in Austin, Texas, where I have a brand new office. My office in Austin, Texas, every time I'm in that office, not every time, but a lot of the times when I'm in that office, there will be some sort of event going on that I will be keeping you guys apprised about. So if you'd ever like to go to Austin, Texas, it's a really cool place, and I will be doing events there in the very near future. Like, check your watch, near future. Jan, send me a message and I'll give you all of the information. Let's see, I do have the time on that for you, but I need to get the rest of so it's from 1 to 5. The class is not from 1 to 5, but the event itself is from 1 to 5 and the class falls somewhere in there. But just reach out and I'll let you know for sure. If we're not friends on Facebook, send me a friend request. Okay. Do I still do Art Beads lives? I do not do Art Beads lives anymore. I do not work for Art Beads anymore. I continue to work for myself, but now I am happy to announce, I can officially announce this out there in the world, that I am also now I now work for Shop LC in Austin, Texas. And that is going to change some things for us in our schedule just a little bit. You're going to be getting extra Sarah in the form of Shop LC in the near future. So be looking forward to that and sticking around, because even though this free event is just the first thing coming up, it doesn't mean that there's not going to be a whole lot more, because there's going to be, trust me. So yeah, exciting things coming your way. Exciting. I love that I get to pull double duty in 2 states. So I'll be spending 3/4 of my time here in Tennessee, and then the other 1/4 of my time down in Austin, Texas. So looking forward to being a jet setter, I guess. I don't know, whatever that means. But yeah, you're going to get extra me. So stay tuned for even more information. But the first thing that's coming up is that class. So all right, friends, let's get into it, shall we? It is Feel Good Friday. It's my very favorite day of the week. I love Feel Good Friday shows, and I hope that you do too. Feel Good Friday is all about fun and easy instant gratification jewelry. And you everything that you see in today's show is basics. Okay, we don't do anything hard on Feel Good Friday shows. As I mentioned, fun, easy, instant gratification jewelry means not hard. We don't do anything difficult on Feel Good Friday. Everything is based on your simple techniques, simple stringing and crimping, simple loops, wrapped loops, simple knotting, a little bit of macrame, but nothing any harder than that. And everything that you see in today's show is available for purchase as a kit in my Etsy shop. So my team is here in the comments section dropping links to those kits to make it very easy for you to shop on those, or you can head on over to my Etsy shop anytime you want to shop on today's kits, assuming that they haven't sold out by the time you get there if you're shopping outside of the live. But you can find kits from previous Feel Good Friday shows as well as finished pieces of jewelry. So that's what you can expect from my Etsy shop, and that's what you can expect here on Fridays. Now, don't forget, though, to set your reminders, because we do get together on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and it's not about kits. It's just about a fun project. A lot of times we focus on bargain bead box or something else that we've got fun coming up that we can all focus on together. So just letting you know that we do see each other more than just Fridays. All right. Okay. So let's get right into it. Let's see, I've got a beautiful pair of earrings for you guys. I've got a necklace, and I have 4 bracelets for you guys. We're doing a lot of stringing today, a little bit of macrame. We're going to start with the macrame first and just work our way through all of the kits. All right. So I'm going to turn you around and let's get started. Now, don't go looking for me on Shop LC on broadcast television, because you're not going to find me there. You are going to have to wait. I will be doing live streaming, so it's going to be a little bit different. But I'm already working behind the scenes. I'm just not ready to unveil what it is that we have in store for you guys. But just know that more things will be coming your way very, very soon. All right, so we're going to start out with our Blustery Blues bracelet. I love this one so much, and I'm going to do the most abbreviated version of this that you could possibly imagine, just so that I can show you all the steps without doing the entire bracelet. So what is this? It is a beautiful macrame blue bracelet with some gorgeous druck beads, some beautiful blue AB finish sapphire check fire polish, some little metal beads. But what's cool about this is that this is on bead stringing wire. So this has regular hardware on it. We do have a couple of little dangles. Love this. It is so pretty, and the blues are perfect for the winter time. I know we're all feeling that chill right now. So as I mentioned, there are some gorgeous blue druck beads, and then these are the sapphire AB check fire polish. One of my very favorite blues ever. And then we've got our little baby ones for creating dangles with, and then our metal beads to go in between there. Now, this is the finished piece, okay? I'm going to show you the steps to get started, but obviously we're not going to go through the entire thing. So we're going to start with a piece of bead stringing wire. I am going to be using my tying station to secure my work. However, if you don't have a tying station, that's okay. You don't have to have a tying station to make this project work for you. You could very easily just tape this down to your work surface. So no worries there. But what you're going to do to get started is you are going to take your bead stringing wire and you are going to tape it down or attach it. For me, I'm going to attach it by putting it underneath the acrylic plate up here on my my tying station. Now I'm going to thread on my core beads. That does not include these little metal beads. My core beads are the blues, and I'm just going to alternate. So I'm doing one of the druck beads and one of the check fire polish. Okay, and you would just do all of those beads. You've got, I believe, 4 drucks and 3 of the check fire polish. You're going to thread all of those onto your bead stringing wire. Now, I'm not doing all of them because obviously we're doing the abbreviated version here, but that is what you would do. So you would thread all of those on. Then you're going to tape down or secure the bottom of your bead stringing wire. Okay. Now what you're going to do is you are going to take your cord, your blue cord, and you are going to, why do I have so much cord here? I don't need all of this. We're doing the very shortened version of this. So you're going to take your cord and you're going to take it underneath your bead stringing wire. And you're going to bring the two ends together. Okay, finding the middle, right? Then you are going to do a square knot. Now, if you need help with square knots, I have tons of projects where we go deep dive into square knots. Okay. I am not going to spend a whole lot of time on this, but just know that you can look at the rest of my YouTube videos if you need more help with square knots. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to knot this cord to our bead stringing wire. Square knots, as you guys know, happen in 2 steps. So we're going to start on the right. We're going to make a P shape with our cord going across the top of our bead stringing wire. Then we're going to take that left-handed cord. It's going to cross over the cord that we brought out here to the right. Then we're going to go behind the bead stringing wire and up through that P shape that we made. Okay. And then you're going to pull. Then you're going to do the same thing again on the left. So you're going to do a backwards P shape on the left. Right cord is going to cross over that. You're going to go behind the bead stringing wire and up through your backwards P shape, and you're going to pull. That's going to give you the full square knot. Now, again, if you need a slowed down deep dive into that, please refer to some of my other projects where we really focus heavily on square knots. I have 6 projects to show you today, so we're just doing this as quickly as possible. All right, now I'm going to do another one. Just remember that every time you do one of these knots that you have to do the right side first and then the left. Okay, you got to do both sides or it is not a complete knot. So there's the right side and then we're going to do the left side. Now you are going to do about 10 to 12 of these square knots. That is going to give you about an inch worth of space. Okay, so you would just continue to do that until you had 10 to 12 knots. I'm going to do one more just for a little extra space here. All right, and obviously I'm working here kind of in the middle. I'm going to slide this up a little bit up towards the top of my bead stringing wire. Okay, now once you have done your 10 to 12 knots, depending on how long you need your bracelet to be, okay? If you need a little bit longer bracelet, do more of these knots. If you need a shorter bracelet, do less. But you're going to do about an inch worth of the bead or of the beadless knots. Then you're going to slide a bead up and slide it up right next to your beads. And you're also going to do a square knot. Same steps. You start on the right. You do the first step of that, and then you're going to do the left side, the second step of that to lock that in place. Okay. Then you're going to do one more knot with nothing. So there's the right side. And then you're going to do the left side. All right. Now we're going to introduce the metal beads. So take each strand of your thread here. Here's the right side. I'm going to drop onto that thread a metal bead, and I'm going to drop that down. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the left. And I'm going to drop that down. Okay. Now I'm going to do a square knot. Just like so. And do the left as well. Hi, Nancy. Thank you. I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to whatever the future is going to bring at Shop LC. It's a new adventure, and I'm always game for a new adventure. All right, so that is how you're going to add the metal beads, right? Then you're going to do one more knot with nothing. Making sure you do both the left and the right. Okay, then you're going to slide up another bead. This time it's going to be the check fire polish, and it's just going to be the exact same thing. Hi, Bridget. Okay, so you will knot around the check fire polish, and then you'll do a knot with nothing, right? So after you get that secure, you'll do one more knot with no beads, and then the next knot after that, you're going to do your metal, and then another knot with nothing, and then you'll do, you know, your fire polish and all of the things. Okay, so you're just going to continue this pattern, right? So druck bead, metal beads, check fire polish, metal beads, druck bead, metal beads, fire polish. Okay, and you're just going to do that the entire way down until you've used up all of your beautiful blue beads. And then you're going to finish with another set of 10 to 12 of the square knots, just like what we did when we got started. Now, obviously, this is not that, but these are the steps. Okay, so when you do get to the point where you've finished off your last 10 to 12 knots, okay, I'm going to do one more knot. Then you can either take this and melt your ends, which I'm going to do with a thread burner here in just a second, or you can take this cord to the back, tie an overhanded knot, and then use a little bit of glue. Okay, let's pretend like we just finished. Okay, we did the whole thing. So we would come in. That last knot right there was a little loose, but that's okay. You guys understand what we're doing. So you're going to trim. Now this is unless you're going to turn it over. So if you want to turn it over, okay, and you don't want to use a thread burner, you're going to turn it over to the back and you're going to tie an overhanded knot and you're going to pull that knot down. It's going to sit on the very back of these knots. Then you're going to add some glue to that, let that glue dry, and then you'll trim off the ends. But for us, since we are all about flame here in our example, we're going to trim our ends off and we're going to melt ours. So you can use a thread burner or you can use a lighter. This is what was closest to me. I do have a thread burner though. And you're just going to tap the melted cord onto itself to kind of create some glue. Okay, so you're just going to melt that down and then you're just going to tap it. I need to trim a little bit of that off. Okay, so now what you have is just your design on your bead string and wire, right? So now you just crimp it just like you would any other project. So you take your crimp on one end, you're going to thread that on, and then you're going to take your wire guardian and you're going to thread that on. So you'll go up through the wire guardian, down through the wire guardian, down through your crimp, right? And you're going to pull all of that down just like so. And you're going to place this into the back notch of your crimper tool. So you're following all the same steps for crimping, right? Give that a squeeze, turn it sideways, give that a squeeze, come in with your cutter and trim. And now you have a finished off end that you can add hardware to, which is exactly what you're going to do. You're going to add your jump rings and your clasp to your wire guardians, just like it were, you know, any other piece of jewelry, even though we have our beautiful bead string and wire covered in macrame. So super pretty. It's a great way to get the macrame look without sacrificing the hardware, because some people don't like the adjustable ends or the knotting or any of that stuff. Now, if you want, you can obviously add some little dangles to this. So there are, as you can see, hold on, grab my head pin here. There are two very small check fire polish. You can add those to head pins and do wrapped loops on those. Let's do one together. So we're grabbing the wire where it is exiting the bead. We're going to bend the wire over the top of the pliers. Then we're going to come in with our round nose pliers. We're going to go up and over, rotate the pliers, take the wire over to the other side, and then you wire wrap in that space and trim off your excess. Then you have a cute little dangle that you can add anywhere that you want to your bracelet. I like to add mine to the clasp. So you can see I've got my little wrap. Trim off any of your excess. right? And you've got a cute little dangle. So for me, I put mine onto one of the jump rings here at the back of the bracelet so that I have some cute little movement. And that's it. That's our bracelet for starters, because listen, we've got 3 more bracelets to look at, but that's the very, very abbreviated version, right? So you've got all the steps that you need to create this finished piece. And that blue is just so pretty. Love, love, love. So that's our Blustery blues. Super cute. All right, moving on to the next. All right, let's do some stringing that may or may not end in macrame. You want to? So we are going to put together a really pretty bracelet that you actually have a couple of options with, which is really cool. So we are going to put together a beautiful bracelet. This one is called the Pink Lemonade bracelet. And this one has some gorgeous citrine. You guys know my favorite gemstones, carnelian and citrine, are my faves. And we've used some of these in some jade earrings that we had recently. But I've got some gorgeous citrine faceted ovals. Okay. So we've got those. Then we have some selenite beads that I got from Dakota Stones that are this pink yellow. They're that kind of cat eye looking selenite to go with our citrine, and then just a little extra pop of pink with these kind of salmon colored check fire polish. All right. And then of course we have metal beads for our spacers. So I'm going to show you how to put this one together. And then I'm going to show you, you've got you have 2 different options when it comes to finishing this one off. So we'll get our bead string and wire started first, and then we will move on from there. So same steps as always with our stringing projects. Crimp bead going on, then up through a wire guardian, down through a wire guardian, all right, make sure your wires are not crisscrossing inside your crimp. And you're going to place that into the back notch of your crimper tool. Give that a squeeze. Then you're going to turn it sideways, put that into the front notch of your crimper tool, and give that a squeeze. All right, then we are going to thread on a metal bead. And I'm going to thread my tail through that metal bead as well before I trim off. All right, so that first metal bead is going to go over my long wire and my tail wire. Now I can trim that tail wire off. Okay. All right. Yes, the peach or the ombre. I'll show you the difference here at the end. So just stay tuned and I'll show you. All right, we're going to thread on our check fire polish and then a metal bead. Okay. Then we're going to do a citrine and a metal bead, a citrine, metal bead. Okay. Citrine. wait, start over. I can't start over. Okay. Citrine. So we're doing 4 of the citrine beads with metal beads in between them. Y'all are funny. And we're going to drop that down. And then we're going to do another of the check fire polish. We'll drop that down, and I will move my hands out of the way so you can see. All right, so this is what we've got so far. Okay. Now we're going to do the selenite beads with metal beads in between them. So selenite, metal, oops, selenite, metal, selenite, and metal. All right. That's going to be the middle of our bracelet, and then we're just going to repeat our pattern. Okay, so the fire polish goes on. Julie said, I missed the beginning. Let's say what's really important here. Did Sarah get snow? Not yet. Not yet, Julie. Not yet. I wish. I'm hopeful, but I got to tell you, they changed our forecast significantly. And it looks like we were going to get a whole lot of snow, and now it looks like we might not get anything at all. I mean, it's just crazy. It's totally bananas. I have no idea what is actually going to happen. But what I do know is that I have snacks, I have groceries. I made chicken burritos last night and I have leftovers. So no matter what happens, I have chips and cookies and chicken burritos and stuff to make chili. So I figure that's pretty good, right? I'm winning the food game at least. I don't know about this snow game, but all right. Beverly says she'll have plenty to share. Send it my way. Please do. I love snow. I know so many of you don't, but I love it. It's wonderful. As long as you have groceries. If you don't have groceries, then it's not so much fun. All right, so there is our pattern so far. I have lost a metal bead. I don't know why this keeps happening to me, but that's okay because I have extras. Okay, so I'm going to take my last metal bead here and thread that on. All right, now I know this bracelet looks a little short. That's okay. Listen, I'm going to tell you what we can do here. So we're going to thread on our crimp and we're going to go ahead and do the wire guardian and finish this all up. Now you've got two options for finishing this off. I'm going to show you the adjustable clasp that you can do with some really pretty cord that was asked about just a little while ago. Or I also included jump rings and a clasp. So if you don't like to do the adjustable version, you can just finish this off like a regular bracelet. You might need a couple of jump rings from your own stash if you need it to be a little bit longer. However, I did include both because I know not everybody likes the adjustable clasp on bracelets. So just know that you do have the option. You don't have to do the adjustable part. You have a lobster clasp and some jump rings included in your kit. Now, somebody asked me what the difference was because in this kit, excuse me, in the Etsy shop, there is a choice between, excuse me, hold on. Goodness. A choice between two different cords. So one of the cords is just a plain peach colored cord. The other cord is very similar to that, but is ombre. And I'm telling you, the difference is so slight, you probably won't even notice. But the ombre cord is the pink, the peach, and the yellow together. Okay, that's the difference. And it is so slight. So either plain peach or the peach and the yellow together. And the peach on this one is just slightly lighter. Either one is going to look fabulous. They both work. So just whichever. Okay. But what you're going to do if you want to do the adjustable part of this is you've got 3 cords in your kit. You're going to take one of the cords. You're going to go through your wire guardian and you're going to bring the ends together. Okay. And you are going to tie an overhanded knot. And you want to bring that knot right up next to your wire guardian. As close as you can get it. Mine's not super close, but it's good. That's fine. Okay. So then you're going to take another cord and you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay. Same thing. Overhanded knot. Bring it down pretty close to your wire guardian. Okay. All right. Then you're going to make the adjustable clasp, which we have done with a lot of projects in the past. However, if you don't want to do it, skip this part and add your jump rings and your lobster clasp. But sorry, I have the cord in my mouth. if you want to do the adjustable, I'm going to use my naughty board to hold on to this. But again, you can use your tying station. You can use tape, use a clipboard, whatever. I'm going to use this because it's just easier for me to show. But what you're going to do is you're going to take your cords on the ends and you're going to run those in opposite directions. So in other words, I'm going to take the cords on this side. I'm going to run them this way. And then the cords on the other side, I'm going to run those the opposite direction. So now we have 4 cords. Okay. 2 running one way, 2 running the other way, but we've kind of grouped those together. What a mess. Hold on. Okay. You're going to take the 3rd cord in your kit and you're just going to do square knots over those cords to do the adjustable clasp. And again, we have done these in previous projects. So if you need to see this slowed down, you know, and more involved and in depth, please feel free to check out my other projects on my YouTube channel. Okay, but you are going to do a series of square knots over the top of these cords to make your adjustable section. You can do as many as, 12, or you can do as few as 3. It is up to you and to how much extra length you actually need for your bracelet. One thing I will say about these square knots that you're tying, please don't pull them so tightly that you can't adjust the cords inside. Okay, so you want to be sure that they are nice and secure, obviously, but you don't want to pull them so tightly that you take away the adjustable part of this, because that kind of defeats the purpose, right? All right, so you would just do as many of these or as few of these as you want. With the original, I did like, I don't know, a ton. The original had a bunch. I'm not going to do that many here because we are under a little bit of a time limit, but just to show you. Okay. All right. Then once you have created as many as you want, you're going to treat this the same way that you treat your other projects, just like the one we did just a second ago. You're going to trim your ends, or you're going to turn this over to the back, tie an overhanded knot, and add some glue. We're going to, now that I have lost my lighter, there it is. We're going to melt our ends. Oh, goodness. I don't like it when I set fire to it because it turns it into, like, you see how it gets black? I don't like that. You can do it without doing that, but I'm so impatient. The trick is just to get the heat close so that it causes it to melt but doesn't catch it on actual fire, and then you can tap it down. I didn't get close enough. Oh my gosh. Okay, I give up. We have burn spots on ours. Don't make burn spots on yours. All right, then you're going to get this off of whatever it is that you're holding it down with. Okay. And now you have 2 cords on the left, 2 cords on the right, and you can pull those, right, for your adjustability. And you can then take an additional couple of metal beads if you want to. There's 2 extras you can put on your ends. But the first thing you're going to do is you're going to tie an overhanded knot. Okay. And then you would thread your metal bead onto both ends. Hold on. So you take your metal bead, thread that on, bring it up to your knot, and then tie another overhanded knot. Where's my electric lighter? It's not even in this room. Can you believe somebody in my house took it to the kitchen to light a candle in the kitchen and never brought it back? I'll give you a guess as to who that was. She's a little shorter than me, a little bit younger than me. That did not work out very well. And also makes jewelry. And by a little bit younger than me, I mean a lot, because, she's my kid, but she took my thread burner out of here. My little lighter. It's okay. It's okay. All right. And then trim. And you've got cute little metal ends on the end of your dangles, right? Or on the end of your dangles, on the end of your adjustable cords. So you would do the same thing on the other side. You just want to be sure that you kind of make them the same length. In other words, you want to put your knots the same distance. I like to use a beading awl, just something where I can tighten that knot down and check the length. Tighten that. Put your metal beads on this one. I wasn't going to do all these steps, but I figure I may as well. I'm here. Now, don't forget, this bracelet has 2 options. So if you don't like the adjustability, save the cords that are in your kit for something else and use your lobster clasp and your jump rings and just finish this off like a regular bracelet. I just wanted to include both. Part of the reason that I wanted to include both is because options are fun, but number 2, the ombre and the peach cords, they matched the beads so beautifully. I couldn't resist. I was just like so excited to share. It was like, well, not everybody likes that, and I know, but at least you'll have some fun cord that you can use for something else if you want to. So now we have this cute adjustable little bracelet with our gorgeous citrine beads and our selenite, which I think is super cool. I love selenite. It's fun. It's really fun, and it's super good quality because it came from, as I mentioned, Dakota stones. Can't go wrong with Dakota stones. So that is our pink lemonade bracelet, and you have the adjustability option or just a regular clasp. Super pretty. All right, moving on to the next. All right, our next bracelet is just a straight stringing project, but this one is all about those gorgeous beads. And who can be mad at beads that are this pretty? First of all, we have the cushion rounds, which I absolutely adore, in this gorgeous like mauvey pink color. So we have those. Then we have side drilled druck beads in the exact same color. And because they are side drilled, it makes them dance. They do the little do-si-do. You'll see it when we string them up. Super pretty. Then we have Swarovski. Yes, I'm saying the S word. In pink opal. Little cubes that are absolutely stunning. And we have some metal beads. Okay. And of course we're going to do dangles because I can't resist the opportunity to do some dangles here. Now, you have 2 smaller metal beads. The rest of them are all the same size. The 2 smaller ones are going to go on your ends. Let's string this one up. This one's so pretty. So pretty. All right. So crimp going on. Wire guardian going on. Right? The colors on this one. It's just beautiful. This is not a complicated bracelet. It's just a stringing project with a couple of dangles on the back. But when you see it all together, the texture and the movement of this piece, yes. That's what makes this project so cool. All right. Crimp. Selenite has healing properties. I didn't know that. That's really cool. All right, we're going to thread on 2 metal beads. So we're going to do our small metal bead, one of the small ones, and then just slightly larger. And we're going to bring those 2 beads down over our working thread or our working bead stringing wire and our tail. And then we'll cut the tail off before we thread on the rest of our beads. All right, so bringing those down, and then I'm going to trim this off. All right, let's string up some pretty beads here. So we're going to start with a cube. Okay, then we're going to do a metal bead. Then we're going to do 3 of our top drilled druck beads that are going to do a little do-si-do, and I'll show it to you here in just a second. So we're going to thread these on. We're going to do a metal bead and another 3 of the druck beads. And we'll go ahead and add another metal bead just to close all that up. All right, and look at what happens. So when you string these and pull them down, see how they do that little back and forth? So pretty. Love that. Love that. All right, then we're going to do a cube, then a metal bead, a cushion round, metal bead, cushion round, metal bead, cushion round, metal bead, and then we're just going to repeat our pattern. All right, so cube, metal bead, right? That's what we've got so far. We're just going to finish this off. The pink on this, it's almost like it glows from within. It is so pretty. All right, so 3 of the top drilled. And then a metal bead. 3 more. Right, what am I missing? I forgot the cube. I was like, why do I have all these extra cubes? I know why. Let's pull this back off of here. I've totally forgot that we're putting some more of these gorgeous Swarovski cubes in between the cushion rounds. Drop one of those on there. Not that it didn't look beautiful without it, but listen, who doesn't want more crystals in their life? So now this makes way more sense. I was wondering what was happening. Where are all these extra beads going to go? Oh, I know. Now I realize. It's gorgeous cubes. And you should have 2 cubes left for dangles if you want dangles. You don't have to do, what am I doing? You don't have to do dangles if you don't want to. Okay. If you don't want to do dangles, you can just use those extra cubes in the bracelet if you need extra length, or you could save them and use them for earrings. You can make, you know, some matching cute little simple earrings to go with this. Lots of options. All right, now we're doing our dancing beads. Metal bead. Dancing beads. All right. Metal bead. Cube. And then we need another metal. Each. And then we're going to do the small metal. And we're going to crimp. Bring all that together. Whoops. Look how pretty. Love, love, love the texture. Because you have, not only do you have the round, and then you have the back and forth of the round, but then you have the cubes in between there too, which just makes this overall very interesting to look at. It is definitely full of what they call visual interest for sure. Julie says, purple dancing and dangles. I am all in. Me too. Me too. Me too. Me too. And I called this one pink, but it definitely is giving a pink purple. This is not just a regular Barbie pink. This is a sophisticated pink, if you will, with a little mauve, a little purple. I don't know. It's just a pretty one. You could mix this. In other words, you could mix this with pinks and with purples if you wanted to wear this with your other jewelries, or if you were looking to match this to your outfit, pink or purple would be perfect. So, all right, we're going to trim. And then we are going to add our hardware and do a little dangle to it, because why not? Why not? So I'm going to go ahead and attach my clasp. You've got 3 jump rings here. You don't have to use all 3. You can just use 2. It's whatever. But 2 jump rings on one side. My clasp is already attached. I've got a jump ring for the other side, but I'm going to make my little dangle. So one of them's already ready. We're going to do one of them together. So grabbing the wire where it exits the bead, bending that over the top of the pliers, coming in with my round nose pliers. We're going up and over, rotate the pliers, take the wire over to the other side, and it would be such a beautiful necklace for sure. So if you wanted to do this and just add chain to it, would be gorgeous. I think most of the bracelets that we make here would do that. You know what I mean? Maybe not all of them, but there are so many bracelet projects that we put together, particularly kits, that you definitely could just turn into the front of a beautiful necklace if you wanted. All right, now I'm going to add my last jump ring here, add my dangles, attach that to the wire guardian and to the clasp. And there you go. How pretty is that? I love, love, love the back and forth of this one. The top drilled beads are some of the coolest beads ever. That back and forth, I mean, what a cool thing. Whoever decided that they needed to drill beads that way, good on them, because it really adds so much fun to a design. Really love how it turns out. And again, it looks like it glows from within. Like, these are such pretty check glass beads. They're metallic, but they're kind of soft metallic, so it's not like insane. Really, really beautiful. Julie says, that's going to look great on my wrist. I agree. It is. It is. And you're right. The dancing beads would make really cute earrings too, for sure. So, all right, let's move on. I've got one more bracelet for you. Then I've got a necklace and a quick pair of earrings. Hi, Anita. Hi, Anita. I'm so glad you're here. All right, let's make a bracelet that's a little different, kind of different vibe. This one's giving more kind of Southwestern or boho kind of feel to it, and has a couple of my favorite things in it. So we've got a great big genuine turquoise nugget. Who doesn't love turquoise nuggets? They're so fun. So fun. They always give a really cool kind of Southwestern feel. And then we are also using some beautiful coral. I have these little coral, I don't necessarily want to call them he, she beads, because I'm not so sure that they are, but they are just, I mean, it's just coral. So it's cut in what turns them into little, little rondelles, little cylinders, if you will. Okay. So we've got some gorgeous coral, metal beads, sunflower charm, some really soft, yummy leather for this. And we're going to put together a fun little bracelet. So first things first, let's do the stringing part of this. We're going to thread on our crimp and our wire guardian. You guys know that's the way we start almost everything when it comes to stringing. All right, so we're going to go down through the wire guardian and then down through the crimp, always making sure that our wires are not crisscrossing, that they are running parallel inside that crimp. You're going to place that into the back notch of the crimper tool, give that a squeeze. Then you're going to turn that sideways, put that into the front notch of the crimper tool, give that a squeeze. And let's thread on a metal bead. And we'll thread that over our tail. And then we'll trim. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do 5 of the coral. Right? Coral and turquoise are just made for each other. I don't know why, but they just seem to complement each other so well, no matter what the shade of either one is. All right, so there's 5 coral. Okay. And then a metal bead. All right, let's do 5 more. I can't wait for you guys to see the necklace that's coming up. It's so pretty. It's very Valentine's Day appropriate. All right, a metal bead. Another 5 coral. A metal bead. So 5 more. Me too, Claire. I'm glad you're here. And guys, listen, even if you can't watch the show live, you can always watch the replay on my YouTube channel while you're there, though, or while you're here, rather, because you're already here. Might I ask you, if you don't mind, to subscribe? It only takes a second. You just click the subscribe button, and then you will always receive notifications for when I go live or if I just upload a pre-recorded video, which I haven't done in a while, but you never know. I'm trying to make it this summer to our 50,000 subscriber mark. We're a little ways away from that, but I think if everybody that watches the lives would hit that subscribe button, we can actually make it. So I would love to invite you to do so. It only takes a second of your time. You don't get spammed or anything like that. It's just a way to make sure that you never miss a video, and an easy way to find the videos if you come back and watch the replays later. Also, if you can hit that like button, the thumbs up, that also really, really helps. And it doesn't cost a dime. Doesn't cost anything to hit the like. All right, going back down through, we're going to crimp here. It is good to have a goal. I don't know that we're going to reach that goal, but I really think we could if we tried, you know? All right, we're going to place that into the back notch of our crimper tool, give that a squeeze, get that all crimped up, and we're going to trim off the excess. All right, so we have our little coral section ready to go. How pretty is that, right? All right, now we got a couple of other things to work on for this little project to let it all come together. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take our short piece of wire. So you've got 2 pieces of wire in your kit. We're going to take the short piece of wire. This is some 22 gauge wire. We're going to use this to wire wrap our nugget onto our coral section here. So I'm going to straighten out the wire as much as I can. Okay, and I'm going to bend the wire over the top of my pliers, come in with my round nose pliers, up and over, and rotate the pliers, take the wire over to the other side. Now, before I do my wire wraps, I'm actually going to take the tail end of this and I'm going to thread it onto the wire guardian and just slide those together. So these will be connected to each other. All right, and then we're going to hold on to that loop so that we can wire wrap. 3 or 4 wire wraps. That's all you need. Trim off the excess. Thread on your turquoise nugget. And then you're going to do another wrapped loop on the other side. Bless you, kitty cat. I've got a cat that is healing from a infection and she still has the sneezes. I feel bad for her. All right, so we're doing a wrapped loop on this side as well. And the nuggets are obviously a little irregular, so I mean you gotta kind of work with the shape of the bead while you're doing your wire wrapping. She's doing good, Sharon. She's just, it's just a slow process. I've never had a cat that has taken this long to get over an infection, but she was pretty sick. She was a lot sicker than we thought she was. And she may be going back to the vet on Monday if she is not significantly less sniffly. But she is up and walking around and drinking and eating. And right now she's giving herself a bath while she sneezes. And she was playing with my hair ties earlier. So she does have way more energy. So that is all very, very good things. Very good things indeed. All right. Now we are going to do our little leather section. Now this one has already been done. So I'm actually going to go ahead and connect it, but I'll show you how to do it here in just a second. So let's just go ahead and put everything together first. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take one of our large jump rings. We're going to attach that to our turquoise nugget. And then obviously I've already got my leather ready to go. I'm going to attach that as well. Okay. And then I'm just going to make my way around to the other side, another large jump ring. On this jump ring, I'm going to attach my sunflower charm, little 4mm jump ring. Poor baby's over there just sneezing away. And I'm going to close this back because this is actually the clasp section. Okay, so your clasp will attach. I don't know why I expect my left hand to do anything that I ask it to do. There we go. All right, and then you're going to do her little baby bunny sneezes. I know, they're so tiny. And we're going to attach this to the other end. All right, so this is what the finished bracelet is going to look like. I know you're probably going to want to see how to do the leather part, and I'm going to show you. But I did want to just go ahead and put it all together so you can see how this goes together. So you've got a little bit of everything here, little leather, little sunflower, little coral, and turquoise. Okay. Now the adjustable part of this bracelet, it's not adjustable in the sense that you can adjust it later, but you do want to be mindful of the size of bracelet that you need, and you want to use your leather to make that happen. So if you need a longer bracelet, you're going to make your leather section a little bit longer. If you need a shorter bracelet, obviously you're going to make it shorter. So what you're going to do, wow, we are already at an hour. I've been talking really slow today, so I'll try to hurry. I'm sorry, guys. I know it is over time. But you're going to take your leather, and you've got this one long piece of wire left. You're going to cut it into 2 pieces. Okay. Take your leather on the end and fold it over. Fold it over wherever you need it. So if you need, like I said, a shorter piece of leather section for your bracelet, then fold it over kind of deep. You're going to do it on both ends. Okay. But fold one end over, and then you're going to take your wire. You're just going to lay it across, and then you're just going to wrap around. It's nice and soft leather and nice and soft wire. So this shouldn't be a challenge, right? This should be, fairly easy to do. And then you've got your little loop, right? I like to take my wire just around the one piece there and then cut it off. Then that way I know that that little piece of metal is not going to be sticking out anywhere. And then I will do the same thing with this piece up here on this side. So I will take it to the inside and pull, and then cut that on the inside as well. Right. So now you've secured your leather, and guys, you can use this on any kind of leather. It doesn't just have to be for this project, right? But you're going to do that on both ends, and then trim off your excess so that you don't have a ton of, that was not the best cut. That was kind of a jagged little cut. You can get a nice clean cut if you've got a good sharp pair of scissors. That was not the best pair of scissors to do that, but that's what you're going to do. And you're going to do that to both ends so that your leather piece looks like this. And then you've got those 2 little loops that you can attach your jump rings to. And that is your bracelet. Super, super cute. It's fun because it has a lot of different textures. You know, we love that multimedia. in our jewelry designs. Always fun, and leather is always a good idea. And this one's nice and soft and supple. So super cute little Southwesterny style bracelet. All right, moving on. We've got 2 more projects, guys. I promise I will try to make these as quick as possible. Let's do the earrings first, and then we'll save the necklace for the end. Super quick pair of little earrings here, just a little wire wrapping. So we have these gorgeous check glass flowers that may be familiar to some of you guys. And then we're just going to stack up some gorgeous beads here. So let's do it. We take a piece of wire here, and we are going to take our wire, thread our flower bead on, and then you're going to crisscross those wires over the edge of the bead. Now it's going to look a little weird because the bead obviously is shaped irregular. It's not just a round perfect bead, right? It's kind of weird. We've got a long section and a short section. We're going to take the longer section, bend it straight up and down. The shorter section, we're going to bend it out just like this. Okay. And then we're going to take that shorter wire and we're going to wrap around the longer wire about 3 times. And you can do messy wraps if you want to. They don't have to be perfect, but you're just going to wrap around, trim off the excess, and then you're just going to stack up your beads. We've got some gorgeous tiara cast spacer beads here and a little daisy spacer. And we're going to top that off with a melon teardrop. And we're just going to do a wrapped loop and add our ear wire. And these will be done. These are super cute, very easy to put together. I love the way that these look. And then we'll do very quick necklace. I did not keep an eye on the time very well today, guys. So I apologize for keeping you over. And if you've got to go, I understand. But definitely come back later and watch the replay of the necklace because it's quite beautiful. And it's a really good one for Valentine's Day. All right, so we're going to trim off the excess. And then we're going to add our ear wire. And these are done. These are just the cutest. These are like little boutique style earrings. I think they're so much fun. Those gorgeous flowers with the little glitter. I love these. How pretty are those? All right, so those are our earrings for the day. All right, last but not least, we've got a necklace, and I promise I will speed run this stringing because this is just straight stringing. I'll go as fast as I can to get you guys out the door, but still have a beautiful project for you guys. So this necklace is going to feature these gorgeous red flowers. They're not red. These gorgeous metal flowers. All right. And they have a loop on the back of them, which makes them very interesting. And we're using fire polish here. So all red fire polish. We've got some larger ones and some smaller ones. Get my crimps, my wire guardian separated out here, and we're going to just do this thing, right? All right. Now, with some of the other projects we've done, we've got 2 smaller beads that go on the end, but the rest of the metal beads are all the same size. Okay. All right, let's go quick. We'll go quick. I'm so sorry. I'm not sorry. Listen, I am sorry if you've got somewhere to be, but if you don't have somewhere to be, I love hanging out with you guys. So, I'm not sorry that we're in overtime because it just means more time together. All right. Go down through our wire guardian. Leah says, we're not sorry. All right. Well, then I'm not sorry either. I'm not. I'll go slower. All right. So we're going to thread on our, I usually have a pretty good handle on the time. So, I don't want to dominate your whole afternoon, but today I just let it get away from me. All right. So we're going to crimp. Okay. Place this into the back. Whoops. Back notch of the crimper tool had cord attached to my crimper. Give that a squeeze, and then we're going to turn it sideways, put it into the front notch, give that a squeeze, and leave the tail. We'll cut it off here in just a second. All right. You're not leaving the house. You're still in your pajamas. I love it. I love it. Jan, if you could make it to the event, I would love it. I would love to give you a hug and hang out. So let me know if you really can make it on the 20th. Anybody that can make it on the 20th, I think it would be phenomenal. I would love to see some of you guys in person. Now I realize it's last minute kind of, but like I said, there's going to be more events coming up. So if you can't make it this time around, plan for the next time. I'm really looking forward to being able to see so many of you in person. All right, so we've got a small metal bead, large metal bead. Now, the pattern for this is pretty straightforward. We're doing the smaller check fire polish, metal bead, larger fire polish. I will be at the Shop LC Studios, which is not exactly in Austin. It's actually in Round Rock, which is just right within throwing distance of Austin. So it's technically Round Rock. It's just a little area right next to Austin, Texas. And I will be at the studio. If you need any more information, you need the time, you need the address, you need the code for the Marriott hotel that's there for the Shop LC rate, just let me know. And I can hook you up with all those things. Plus, it kind of helps me to know in advance who to look for so that I can make, because there's going to be strangers there, people that are not part of our community, but I'm looking forward to seeing our community members as well as making new community members, but you know what I mean. All right, so that's what we've got so far. Now we're going to do 2 metal beads. All right, and then we're going to thread on one of these flowers. Those metal beads are actually going to sit towards the back of this flower and kind of help to stabilize this on our bead string and wire. So we're going to do 2 more metal beads. Whoops. And we're going to drop that down. And you can see the metal beads there are really just kind of to help our flower. Okay. Then you're going to do the pattern again. So you're going to do the small fire polish, metal bead, large fire polish, metal bead, small fire polish. And then there will be 2 metal, one of our flowers, 2 small metal. Well, they're not small, but you know what I mean. They're metal beads, and they're smaller than the fire polish. All right. I love this necklace. It is so simple, but so pretty. It's perfect for Valentine's Day, which is coming up, but it's also just a sassy red. And you can wear this anytime you need a little extra sassiness in your day. You know what I mean? Do you guys feel that way about colors sometimes? When I wear certain colors, they make me feel a certain way. You know, if I'm feeling mysterious and dark, I'll put on like my blacks and my dark browns or my grays. But if I'm feeling a little sassy pants, I'll put on some red, which is hard for me to do because it always clashes with my hair. But ask me if I let that stop me. And then if I'm feeling a little more serene, a little more calm, you know, putting off, you know, a calmer energy, I guess, I'll put on my greens or my blues. And I definitely feel different when I wear different colors. If I wear red, I feel a little feistier. It definitely puts a little extra pep in my step. I'm not going to lie. So I love that about this necklace because it definitely is just all about this gorgeous red. All right, so we're at the end. That's our last of the metal bead. We've got our really small metal bead to go on the end of that. And then we're going to crimp and we're going to put chain as the length. This is like super straightforward, but the results are so nice. So up through our crimp, up through our wire guardian, down through the wire guardian, and then down through our crimp. You can run that back down through a couple of beads there if you want to. I'm just going to go ahead and crimp though, because we don't want to fight with that right now. Crimp. And then we're going to trim off the excess. See, Monica gets it. She said, I feel that way about my purple amethyst and pearls. I feel a little fancy. That's me too. I have a really beautiful citrine necklace. And when I put it on, I feel a little fancy. Like it definitely makes me feel a little like royalty, not gonna lie. It gives me that kind of energy where I'm like, I'm a little more fancy than my normal fancy. Because I'm all about sparkle all the time. So, you know. All right, we're just going to take our chain, cut the chain to the length that you need, put your hardware on the back, okay? Save your 2 smallest jump rings for attaching to your wire guardians. And then you are done. Such a pretty red necklace. If you don't have a good red necklace in your wardrobe, this might just be the one you need. How pretty. And that's it. Like it's just straightforward flowers and red beads. Like who couldn't use some red flowers flowers and red beads in their life? Put on jewelry that makes you feel fancy and walk out of that Piggly Wiggly swinging the bag, says Wanda. I agree 100%. Listen, there is no reason to not be overdressed everywhere you go. I mean, really, even if you just have on sweatpants, which I have on 90% of the time, I still have on things. You know what I mean? Like, and if that makes me overdressed, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. All right, I'm going to turn you guys around, and we're going to do a quick run through of everything that we have had in the show today. Thank you to everybody who has made purchases. Jackie says, I need to paint those flowers red. I probably do, and that's why I keep calling them red flowers. I need to. Guys, look, I want to show you what we did in Hardwired yesterday, because in Hardwired, we have these things. If you're not a Hardwired member, I seriously recommend considering it the next time around. We do these things on Thursdays called Casual Thursdays, where we don't focus on techniques. We just hang out and chit chat and make things. And look at what we put together yesterday using the Bargain Bead Box beads. Yeah, it's not a hard project at all. We were just chatting about things and putting together a pretty piece of jewelry. So we do Casual Thursdays on Hardwired if you're ever interested in being a Hardwired member. All right, let's put this gorgeous red necklace on this bust and take a look. It's so pretty. I love it. It's so pretty. The flowers are so interesting. The way that they have that loop on the back, it makes them hang quite different. I really like it. It's definitely a different kind of look, because it's not like a long charm. It doesn't hang. It doesn't dangle. It's part of the design. It's part of the structure, but it's still definitely focal material, right? So pretty. So pretty. Love that. All right, now let's do a quick run through of everything else that we had. So we just finished putting together, before we did that gorgeous necklace, these awesome earrings that are, if I could hold on to them, could show you how pretty they are. They're so fun. They have just the right amount of glitter to not be wild. You know what I mean? Because that's a big flower. But the glitter is a little subdued, so it doesn't make them outrageous, because they could have been outrageous. Plus, I think that gorgeous London blue definitely helps, but those are so cool. I love those. All right. And then we had a whole slew of bracelets that we put together today. We had our turquoise and coral with our sunflower charm. Love this one. All right, we had our gorgeous dancing pinkish purple with our Swarovski cubes. Gorgeous. We had our citrine and selenite bracelet that you have 2 options. You can do the adjustable clasp, or you can just put the standard lobster clasp and jump rings on it in your kit. So you can do it either way that you want to. Love the colors of this one. This one is very spring. We need you spring kind of feeling, you know, but I just love citrine anytime. So, you know, turns out I'm a yellow person. Who knew? And then last but not least, we did our blustery blues. So pretty. Our macrame over our bead stringing wire. So we still have regular hardware, but we have the whimsy of friendship bracelet, just in kind of a grown-up kind of way. So pretty. Love. And there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed today's Feel Good Friday show. As always, thank you so much for hanging with me and letting me be a part of your beauty journey. I appreciate you guys so, so much. Thank you to everybody who made purchases. Thank you to everybody who hit that like button and that subscribe button. That helps more than you know. I also want to thank you guys for being open to any beady adventure I got coming my way that I'm going to seriously take you on with me. Like I said, I will be doing a little flying back and forth here between Tennessee and Texas over the next little bit. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's definitely going to be an adventure. You're going to be seeing some different backgrounds when I'm in Texas. Obviously, you guys will be seeing the inside of my office there instead of this office in here, which eventually will be just as messy as this office. So it's fun. I told Eric, I said, you just allowed me to go make a mess in a totally different state. That's pretty exciting. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go make a mess in a different state, and I'm going to take you guys with me. It'll be a lot of fun. So stay tuned for all of the fun things that are coming your way through that. And just continuing to hang with me here. I'll see you on Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern for our regular weekly project. Next week, I think we're going to work with the Bargain Bead Box Companion Bundle. So if you've got one, get ready for that. If you don't have one, that's okay. You're still going to be inspired by whatever it is that we put together. And then I will see you guys again on Feel Good Friday for next week too. So, I mean, still the same old schedule here for now. Things may adjust a little bit more, but know that hopefully by March, you guys are going to be getting extra lives from me, and I'll direct you to where to find me. So no worries there. Nothing totally crazy, just more projects. And who doesn't want more projects, right? All right. Have a wonderful weekend. Please stay warm. Please, if you do get snow and it looks like I'm not getting any, could you maybe push it my direction? So yeah, but just stay warm. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next week. Mwah! Bye.